Hey, how's it going? So last week, one of the really cool things about the Productive ED is I do workshops within the membership, and our workshop last week was the ultimate year-end checklist. Basically, I went through all of the things that you need to think about when it comes to year-end, and basically just went through a Google Doc and shared everything. So one of the things that I thought would help you was how to edit your year end or your annual appeal. Um, Not just edit it, but like how to format it. This is one of those things that I spent way too much time like using tons of graphics and designing my appeal when really I should have just like not been spending my time on that. So I thought I would just share with you what you might do and what it might look like. So maybe you can save some time and just get out a really killer letter. So yeah, so that's what I am going to show you today. All right, so let's see here. Do the small. Okay. So this letter is an appeal letter that was sent to me by one of the members in the Productive ED. One of the really cool things about this, another cool thing about the program is that you get to send me your things, the things that you are working on. So if you, right now, I'm getting a ton of year-end letters because that's what everybody is working on. So yeah, so I'm just going to show you what some of the edits that I made, and hopefully that will help you as well. All right, so the first thing that you're going to see is Dear Grandma Peggy. So the first thing that I recommend is when you are writing these letters, make sure that you pick somebody to write to. So I picked my Grandma Peggy. She is now passed on, but it really helps me to think about who it is that I am writing to so that my language doesn't get super like sterile and robotic, because nobody wants to read a letter that's super boring, right? So pick somebody in your head that you can write to so that the letter feels genuine and authentic. Okay, so the letter that was sent to me was a great letter, but there were a couple of things that I thought I could just we could be added to make it even better. Okay, so this letter is for a community garden, and the organization does a good job of talking about you know, what some of the struggles are, you know, and what the barriers are to, you know, there are many barriers to people growing their own food, space, time, financial barriers. Many people in our communities simply aren't able to grow food because much stands in their way. Luckily, now this is, you know, getting into the solution. Luckily, community gardens solve many of these problems by providing the space, the tools, the infrastructure, and most importantly, the support. Unfortunately, for the last few years, we didn't have enough community garden plots to meet the needs of everyone who wanted one. Okay, so very clearly stated what the problem is. Okay, well, the solution and the problem. All right, so this part, right, this next paragraph is something that I added because one thing that you want to do is make sure that you are connecting the donor to the letter. So using your CRM system, hopefully you can personalize these letters. So whoever it is. So Grandma Peggy, this is where you come in and why I'm writing to you. As a supporter of the community garden, I know you understand the pride and confidence that comes with being able to grow and eat your own food. With your help, more gardens can be built in the neighborhood and more food skills can be shared with those who need it most. Okay, so by adding that paragraph, you are reminding the donor why it is that they are passionate about your organization. Okay, so then this next paragraph right here. So this paragraph is your offer. So remember, a good offer is human size, meaning it's about one thing. So something that, is one animal, one family, one person. So your gift of $50 covers the cost of one family to have access to a garden plot for a minimal fee, including tools, shed, water system, compost, natural fertilizers, a supportive environment, and gardening workshops. Okay, amazing. So this organization did share that they did share their larger goal of $10,000, which is perfectly fine, because they did share that, they're not asking one person to give $10,000. They're sharing the ultimate goal, but the offer is that $50. So I think I skipped over this. So an offer is human size, under $50, and has urgency. So, okay. And this offer hits all of those things. All right. The next thing that I see this line a lot. It's thanking somebody before they actually give a gift. So don't thank somebody for something they haven't already done. This doesn't technically do it. This says thank you in advance for your generous gift. But I think that there's so much more potential for ending this letter. So instead of thank you in advance for this generous gift, every day, people in our community are feeling the pressure of food insecurity. And with a gift today, you can do a very powerful thing of helping remove that barrier. We promise to stretch each and every dollar. Okay, that's way more powerful, right? All right. So really think about how you end that letter. So instead of like just that soft, like, I don't really know how to end this, like pack a punch. You're like, listen, you can make a huge difference. All right. And then the PS, you want to make sure that you have a PS, because a PS is, it's one of the most read pieces of a letter. All right. So do not skip over this part. You can help more families. So I added just a couple of lines here. You can help more families grow food in community gardens. A gift of $50 today will break down the barriers to help more people grow their own food by bringing community gardens to the neighborhood. Please give generously. Okay. So if this letter is being used in an email, now you can send this letter both in a letter to the mailboxes and to email. Use the same letter, okay? You don't have to write a totally separate letter. Use the same letter. If it's for email, then make sure that you are highlighting a couple different areas, or saying, you can click here to make your gift, and then highlighting that sentence and having it go straight to the donation page. Make sure you have a couple of those links so that there's multiple places where people can click. Now, if you are printing this letter, I want to show you how to format this. So we are going to accept all of these changes really quick here. Okay, so we've got a letter here. Now, one thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that this letter is like size 14 font. I'm also going to get rid of the suggesting here. Okay. So most of your direct mail is probably going to older donors. You want to make sure that the font is larger because older donors have trouble reading the fine, like smaller print, smaller type font. And if it's too small, they're not going to be able to read it and they're going to get frustrated and possibly not donate. Okay, so make sure large font. The next thing, you want to make sure it is a font that they can read. So Calibri, that's a great one. Times New Roman, that's fine. Do not get fancy. Do not have a, like this. My favorite things are to be clever, cute, creative. This is not the time. Do not be any of those things during year-end appeal time. You want to be clear, concise, simple, okay? So no fancy font. You want like simple, easy to read font. All right, the next thing that you want to do, you have the large font, and then you want to indent all of your paragraphs. By doing this, it makes it a whole lot easier to read. The whole point of the formatting in your letter is to make readability much easier. Okay. You will also notice in this letter that there are all of these sentences they're pretty short, and each paragraph only has 1 or 2 sentences. Okay, you want to keep those sentences short and the paragraph short. Now, I know that you probably have board members and staff members who were journalists or who were English majors in college, or whatever it is. Fundraising and fundraising letters and writing, it's just a little bit different. So really, really try not to have your letters edit by committee. It's hard. Your letter will turn into something that you can barely read. So I really, really encourage you to share it with maybe one, maybe 2 people, but really try to keep that to a minimum. If you are interested in checking out the year-end checklist, this thing is pretty awesome. Here's just a little sneak peek. Another thing that you should probably think about is the envelope. I will share with you, my friend John Lepp has this great blog called Dale's Mail that is all about the outer envelope of your appeal and how to get your letter opened. So let's see. Yeah. So if you have any questions, let me know. This checklist is available in the Productive ED. The membership is currently closed, but it is opening pretty soon. So if you are not on the wait list, you want to make sure that you do that. Get on the wait list and and get into this community, because we help each other out. Make sure that you're sending out these awesome year-end appeals so you can raise lots and lots of money, because most people are raising money in November and December, and I want you to also be raising money. So, okay, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day and your week, and let me know if you have any questions.